Hey my friends, Kirby here of KirbyAndersen.com. Man, I hope you're having a great day and that your week is off to a great start because you deserve it. And I want to talk to you today about something else that I really believe that you deserve and something that I am extremely passionate about, and that's this. It's how to start your day with an energizing morning routine. How that you can take charge of your day, every day, from the very beginning of the day in a way that you really, really enjoy. Now let me ask you a question here. Have you ever started off your day in just an absolute rush? I mean, you have slept to the last moment possible, and as a result, you've had to get up, quickly get dressed. You barely have enough time just to grab a cup of coffee on the way out the door, kiss the kids on the head, maybe blow a kiss to your spouse, and then you just slide into the car so that you can squeeze into that rush hour traffic. Does that sound familiar? Some of you may be laughing right now. Some of you may be absolute moaning. And maybe that isn't just the way you started today. Maybe that represents the norm for you. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not throwing any stones here, but I can tell you this. You deserve better than that. And I can tell you from firsthand experience here because I have done the exact same thing way too many times, more than what I want to admit. And I have suffered the pain and the regret of those kind of days enough that it has caused me to be energized to make sure that I don't do that again. And I can tell you this, that one of the most powerful productivity habits that I have ever developed has been this, an energizing morning routine. I absolutely love the peace and the elbow room of the early morning. I love it. It becomes so addictive. In fact, just to have that peaceful, purposeful start to the day, it means absolutely everything to me. It sets the whole tone for the day. It creates this filter that puts everything else in perspective, no matter what happens the rest of the day. And even though I'd like to believe that through my planning I can control the rest of the day, you and I know as well that we can't. You can't control everything in your day, but by golly, I can control the first part of my day. And that's why this is such a powerful tool. The way that you start your day is largely going to determine the success of that day. In fact, I like to say this, that how you start determines how you finish. So if you want to finish your day strong and look back on it and say that was a good day, then you are going to have to start strong. It is absolutely worth whatever effort it takes for you to go to bed just a little bit earlier each night so that you can get up and give yourself the time to properly prepare for the day. Now, I know that some of you are mentally sparring with me right now because you've told yourself all of your life that you are not a morning person. And you know something? You may not be. But I'm going to challenge you a little bit right now with just a simple analogy, and it's this. It's that I've found the best time to tune the instrument is before the concert. I'm a music lover, and I have spent a lot of money going to see some of my favorite bands over the many years that I have been listening to music. But wouldn't it be horrible if you went to go see one of your favorite bands and you spent an hour and a half and 2 hours really looking forward to hearing all those great songs that you have grown up with and just say, what's wrong here? Things just sound just a little bit off. And then at the end of that concert, the lead singer stands up and says, you've all been a great audience tonight, and we just need to apologize to you because if things sounded just a little bit off, well, we had a late supper tonight, and we just didn't have time beforehand to tune the instruments. But we got some good news for you. We're going to do it immediately afterwards tonight. We're going to be ready for the next concert. So thank you all for coming. Good night, everyone. And you'd be thinking, well, what was that all about? You deserve better than that. And you deserve better than that each and every day as well. That's why you need this morning routine to make sure that you get some of these priorities that you want to make sure happens and get them in first place every day before the rest of your day goes sideways. And that's what's so powerful about, even though I talk about this morning routine, it's actually a conglomeration of most of my favorite habits, the big stuff that I want to get done every day. And I stack those things together in this one habit. Now, things don't happen just because you want them to happen. We all hope that we're going to have a great day. But it's better to create habits that when you do them consistently over a long period of time are going to get you the results guaranteed that you want. And that's what a morning routine will allow you to do. So here's what I'm going to recommend that you include in your morning routine to start off the day in the way that you want to. First of all, you owe it to yourself to begin your day in solitude. There's something just even about that word that just really just wraps its arms around you in a warm, fuzzy way. And man, this picture just says it all. And yet, at the same time, you probably don't live by a body of water where you have the fortune of starting off every day like this, but it doesn't matter. You can begin your day in peace and quiet instead of rushing. Now, the first thing that I do every morning when I get up, no matter how I feel, is I go in and I splash my face with water 3 times. I brush my teeth because that just helps me to feel energized, and then I drink my glass of lemon water. But the next 10 to 15 minutes after that, I am soaking up the quiet. I take some time, I close my eyes, I do some deep breathing, some quiet meditation. I absolutely love it. It sets the tone for the day. One of my coaching clients likes to joke and say that I'm the only guy he knows that wakes up in the morning so he can relax. And I do. I get that. It sounds funny, but it is absolutely the best 10 minutes that I spend each and every day because it sets the tone for everything else, and you deserve the same thing. Next of all, you need to set your mental attitude for the day because you can't control everything that's going to happen to you, but you can control how you're going to respond to that. And yet you need to get the lead on that and choose how you're going to respond before those things happen to you. So the best way that you can do that is to close your eyes at the beginning of the morning and just see yourself moving throughout the day with confidence, with optimism, in love, gratitude, patience, calm, peace. It's so good to do that. It prepares you for those things that are coming down the pike. And the other thing you can do to set your attitude is just to talk to yourself. And I know we like to joke about this a lot, but you believe what you say to yourself more than anybody else. And so it's extremely important that you write up a set of affirmations of the kind of person that you want to be, that you even want to become. Put it in the present tense. Personalize it. Take some time every morning just to read those things, to say it out loud so that you can hear yourself. You're going to start believing that, and that's the way that you're going to act throughout the day. The other thing to build into your morning routine is a time for some spiritual inspiration because you're more than a body. You're not just a mind. You are a spiritual being. And so you owe it to yourself to feed that spiritual being, to take some time to read from the Bible. I love to have those moments. Jesus himself said that it is my very bread, it is life itself. And I believe that, and I make sure that I take some time every day to draw from the Bible. I take some time to pray. I also do some other reading in this short period of time, and it's not much. It's only 10 pages a day that I will read in some other book that's going to move me forward personally or motivationally. And it may not be the only reading that I do for the day, but I want to tell you something. I know that I'm getting at least 10 pages in, and 10 pages a day adds up to a lot of books in the course of the year. So that's my spiritual inspiration. Next of all, you need to take some time for some exercise. You got to get your body moving first thing in the morning. You got to get it energized, and that doesn't happen just by moping around or sitting around. And it doesn't have to be your full workout. Some of you may have a great daily, weekly exercise routine. Fine. This is just a few moments that you can take just a short walk, do a few calisthenics, a few push-ups, maybe a little bit of yoga. Anything that you like as long as it gets you moving. It's got to get your blood pumping. Got to get you breathing deeply and infuse yourself with that great oxygen. So you owe it to yourself just to get going first thing in the morning in some way. Then you need to build in some time for reflection because nobody gets better without having regular evaluation. And the best way to do that is to take a few moments and to reflect on yesterday and to learn any lessons that presented themselves. Ask yourself, what were the things that went right? Start off your day with a little gratitude for that and remind yourself why they went right. And if there was something that didn't go the way that you wanted to, why? What could you have done differently? More importantly, if you're in that same situation again, what will you do differently? And one of the best tools that you can use to help reinforce these lessons is that you establish a habit of just keeping a journal. And this doesn't have to be a lengthy exercise, but at least just have a simple notebook that you can record the thoughts, the lessons that you're learning, the feelings that you're experiencing. And as you take time over the rest of your life and periodically look back over these things, you'll begin to see patterns and you'll begin to be encouraged, or maybe you'll see some things that need to be shored up. That's all a part of this time of reflection. And finally, you need to build some time just for getting ready for the day. You know you're going to have to shower, you know you're going to have to get dressed, and that takes it takes a certain amount of time. You can only rush that so fast. So make sure that you build in time for that without rushing, and also time for a good breakfast. Listen, you don't want to chintz on the good breakfast because your body needs that fuel for the day. And I'm going to tell you something, if your breakfast mainly consists of coffee or a Mountain Dew or a donut or a breakfast bar, that doesn't qualify. Your body deserves better than that, and you need to give it the fuel that it needs. Now, you will never be at your best for the people that you love or for your vocation if you start off your day rushed. And that's why I want to encourage you today that no matter what your habit is, at least get started. And just start small. My morning routine now has grown, because I love it so much, to over 2 hours, 2.5 hours generally, every day. And that's going to sound crazy and overwhelming to you if you're not doing that. Just 15 minutes. Pretty soon, that 15 minutes is going to grow to 30 minutes. And you are going to learn to love it so much that you're going to find yourself getting up a few minutes earlier, just so that you can make that an even longer morning routine. It's going to give you the energy, the focus, and the mental edge that you really, really want. Now, one other resource I want to share with you, because this is absolutely the greatest resource that I have found in helping to create an energizing morning routine. It's a book called The Miracle Morning by a great guy named Hal Elrod. I ran across this book just 2 years ago, and even though that I have been doing my morning routine for a long time, when I read his book, it took my mornings to a whole nother level. I want to tell you something, it will absolutely light you up, and I can't recommend it enough. It's an engaging story, it's easy to read, and it's really going to motivate you. So I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to put the link in the blog post notes down below, and I hope that you'll treat yourself to this great book for this upcoming year. I truly believe that by forming the habit of an energizing morning routine, that it's going to revolutionize your life like it has mine, probably in ways that are more than what you can even dare to imagine right now. So trust me on this. You can't control everything in your day, but you can take control of the first part of your day. So start tomorrow, because you deserve this. I hope that this has been helpful to you, and if you want to make sure that you stay up to date with current videos, make sure that you subscribe to my email newsletter at KirbyAndersen.com. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button there as well. Until next time, I hope that you keep living better, loving more, and building the legacy that you desire and that you deserve. Have a great day, my friend. Stay on target.